Welcome to Kindred Spirits. I'm your host, Kristi Brower, and you know it, you're listening live here on Marvelous Monday on 12radio.com. Happy to be here with all of you and have so much to share today. Please join me in the Facebook chat by going to 12radio.com and clicking on the chat button, and that will bring you right into our Facebook group where you will see all of us chatting. You'll see me in the group times two, because I am on Facebook Live today, so you can watch the show if you would like to, or you can just listen and chat on the pinned post at the top of the page. That's my banner. If you have questions, comments, requests for readings, please put them on that post. That's much easier for me to follow than the video. And we have a lot to get to today. Sorry, I'm just getting my head on for radio. I was producing Mo, and so now I'm like, I have to get my head in the right zone. I think I've made it now. I'm here. Okay, so as you know, if you were listening to Mo, you know that Thursday, March 8th, is International Women's Day. And I was thinking about, how do I talk about International Women's Day in a way that makes sense, in a way that isn't repetitive? And so what I did is my article this week for the Power Peak was on having compassion for yourself and stepping back for a moment and really just paying attention to what we've already accomplished and allowing ourselves time to enjoy our growth. We don't always have to be striving for more and more and more. So that's what I want to share with you today. So in my work as a professional psychic and spiritual counselor, I have noticed this trend is a trend that I see all the time in all of us. I do it, lots of other people do. So many of us are striving constantly for growth, change, and continuous self-improvement. And I'm all for good work, and I'm happy to support that in others and certainly in myself as well. But I think it's really important that we give ourselves time to adjust, to change, to grow into our new selves, and to recover from the upheaval that growth brings into our lives. No matter what change is happening, it can be a positive thing and also be a little challenging, right? We can be experiencing good growth, but also challenging growth at the same time. So I was thinking through this. I've offered 5 ways in my article in the Power Peak, at the end, that also went out in my newsletter this morning, to help us to slow things down just a little bit and have some compassion for who we are. So one thing that I always remind myself is that we're connected to the earth, and we're connected to the seasons and the tides, just like all living things on this planet. As much as we have separated ourselves from nature as humans, we aren't really separate from nature. We are a part of nature. That is part of who we are. So we have to remind ourselves that we go through ebbs and flows just like everything else does. So it's a good idea to follow these cycles of growth and give ourselves rest and renewal. Like when it becomes dark, it's time to go to bed, and when it's light, it's time to get up. Those cycles matter to us, and we have to trust them. So it's okay to sleep when you're supposed to sleep. Give yourself that opportunity. I know people who say, oh, I only sleep 2 or 3 hours a night because that's all I need. And I'm not so sure that that's enough, according to my sleep doctor, honestly. Fall, spring is a time of renewal. And so think about that. Spring is a time to develop new things. Summer is a time of action and growth. Fall is a time to reap the rewards of our hard work, and winter is a time to rest, go within, and prepare for the spring. So what cycle are we in, right? We are at the end of winter, heading into spring. That tells us a lot about what we should be, right now we're amping up, aren't we? Growth is happening. And I know I feel that in myself. I've been more creative than I have been for a long time. I've been doing some extra writing and doing a bunch of extra things, and so I feel that amping up of spring coming, like that shift in energy. But it is still winter, and so I have to remind myself I need extra rest this time of year. I think we all do. So look at where you're at. Maybe you're not in the same hemisphere as me, and if you're not, then you know that you're in the opposite. So pay attention, though, to those cycles and how we are affected by them. So all change, even the good kind of change, causes stress and requires time for adjustment. So we have to work at changing only one thing at a time in our lives. We need to set priorities and timelines and follow them and recognize that our bodies and our minds require time to adjust to new experiences. So we have to give ourselves time and breaks between change to heal and recover. You know, when you get a new job and you're really excited about that job, it's a great thing, right? But what if it changes your schedule? What if you have to get up an hour earlier now? Or what if you're home an hour later? And how does that affect your schedule in your life and all of the things that you normally do? It can have a really challenging effect on you, actually. So even though the job is a positive thing, the change can be a little bit difficult. So we have to give ourselves the opportunity to adjust to that change. So that's one example of good stress bringing on something that we then have to adjust to and allow for. Sometimes we feel like changing everything. Sometimes we feel like throwing it all up in the air and seeing where it falls. And I'm not saying that that isn't a bad thing. Occasionally that is a good thing, and sometimes we do have to do that. But a lot of the time, what we actually need is to change one thing. Change one thing. Give it a shot. When you are feeling that, I want to throw it all up in the air and start over again, choose the thing that is troubling you the most and change it. And then give yourself time to adjust and then reevaluate. Because when we change one thing, it incrementally changes everything. You ever notice that? You change one thing. Maybe you're feeling like your relationship is in trouble and you hate your job and you're struggling with money. And so maybe the thing that bothers you the most is your job. So you change your job and suddenly you're happier and your relationship seems to be settling out and you're in a better place financially. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to change it all at once. Often when we feel dissatisfied with everything, we just need to change one thing and then watch the effect that that change has in every area of our lives. And it will domino effect throughout our lives. The next thing to remember is there is nothing wrong with you. You are great right now in this very moment. We get really caught up, especially here in the metaphysical community, in this idea of constant growth and self-improvement, and we forget to appreciate who we are, where we have come from, the growth we've already made. It's time right now, as we look at International Women's Day, and what can we do for ourselves as women, and really what can we do for ourselves as humans. I think what we can do is appreciate who we are right now. Stop trying to force so much change. Stop being so critical of ourselves physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. There's nothing wrong with who we are right now in this moment. Take a break from striving for more and really appreciate who you are right now. I know that's hard. Trust me. It's hard for me too. It really is. It's a challenge for me. I'm always like, and now this, and now this, and now this. And I don't really take time to feel good about who I am now in this moment. And that is the gift that I want to give for International Women's Day, is for us to remember that we're okay. We really are. The last thing is to trust the process. Growth and change take time. Nothing is immediate, so we have to allow things to play out naturally. Don't push and recognize barriers as a message that you need to change direction. Divine timing is always at work in our lives. Follow the synchronicities and don't force anything. We don't have to force things. We can just allow things. That's what the card is all about that I drew for us today. So I want to show you that. And I realized I shuffled my cards after I drew her. Okay, this is Archangel Ariel. And I'm showing her on the video. I will post in the chat also Archangel Ariel along with her message, because she has a powerful message for us. She is an archangel that is all about magic to me. Magic and synchronicity and miracles and allowing for things to just happen in a beautiful way. Oh, thank you. Quelly posted a picture of my cards that she just received. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you love them. I'm going to post Archangel Ariel here so that we can see her in the chat room. And I'm going to post with her message. This is an important one for us to hear right now, I think. Sorry, I have so many windows open. trying to get through all of them. Okay. Okay, here we go. Her message is, oh, hang on 1 second. Facebook's jumping around on me, guys. Okay, here we go. So the primary message of Archangel Ariel, not Uriel, is magic, nature, manifesting synchronicity, looking for a miracle, connection to elementals, so fairy energy. And she is representative of the third eye. The challenge with Ariel is deception, mostly self-deception, wishful thinking, so always wishing for something better than what we have right now, and dissatisfaction. So if we look at our lives from a standpoint of dissatisfaction, always being dissatisfied with whatever we have, that whatever we have is not enough, that there's always got to be something better. We will always struggle with that sense of dissatisfaction. It is looking at our lives in a positive way. It is being grateful for what we have now that really matters into bringing more and better things into our lives and into just being satisfied, feeling comfortable with where we are right now and with our lives. So now is a really important time to recognize that energy, to recognize Ariel's energy, and to recognize that it's okay to just allow. Have you ever had something really synchronistic happen to you and you had nothing to do with it whatsoever? You just walked into the right situation, or someone calls you on the phone you'd never met because they heard about you from someone else and they have exactly what you need in some way. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about, not the stuff that we have to do ourselves. That stuff's all out there and we are all doing it, okay? I know that. That is not it. What is it is allowing for things to happen. Just allowing, following along the road of life, saying yes to everything, saying yes to every opportunity to see where it will go. But without trying to force anything to happen. We don't need that. We don't need that energy, and we don't need the energy of dissatisfaction that says we're not good enough. No matter what we do, we're not good enough because of this or that. We haven't achieved this or that, or we don't look this way or that way, or we need to lose weight, or whatever it is, doesn't matter, does it? None of those things matter. None of those things make you who you are. What makes you you individually is what makes you who you are. I hate this idea that we have to all look the same. And I feel like that's happening to us here in the US, particularly with women's magazines and fashion, is that we're all supposed to look the same. There's a body type that we're supposed to have, a hair type we're supposed to have, makeup, you name it. It's all there, but it makes us all look the same. And I don't understand why. I don't understand that. I do not understand looking the same. I don't want to look the same. I just want to look like me. I don't want to look like everybody else. But that's a thing I think we're struggling with. So just allowing things to happen, allowing magic to happen. It happens every day, doesn't it? Doesn't magic happen every day in your life where you're like, I can't believe that just happened? Do you ever have those thoughts? I do. Just little silly things that happen that I think, man, that was so cool. That was so weird that would happen right now, Synchronicity, allowing for it. So Archangel Ariel is reminding us that that's all we have to do. And it doesn't mean that we don't have to put in work to manifest things. That's not what I'm saying at all. We definitely do. But there is an element of our spiritual lives in which we can just allow things to happen and naturally synchronistic things occur, right? So let's do that. So purple fluorite is the stone for Archangel Ariel. And the meditation for Archangel Ariel is, Dear Archangel Ariel, please surround me in magic, drawing possibilities to me, bringing fairies to guide me, and attracting miracles. It's all just very positive and very much just allowing the magic to happen. Let it happen. So, of course, purple fluorite is our stone today. And I'm going to show you a piece of green fluorite because I dropped my purple fluorite under my desk earlier this morning and I cannot get it back out. So I'm going to show you some green fluorite because green and purple fluorite have very similar properties and it's really okay to use either one. I'm going to put a postcard in the chat room that is the stone that is currently residing under my desk that I can't find. But it's a beautiful, it's a purple and green fluorite harp. It is one of the crystals I have had the longest in my collection. This is a collection, a stone that I love dearly, and one that I have carried for a really long time. I've had this stone. I was thinking about it. I think I've had this stone at least 20 years. You know, that's pretty good because stones get lost, stones break. You know, you move on, you give somebody else something, you give someone something if it doesn't work for you anymore. You know, we kind of go through those things with stones. Sorry guys, Facebook totally wigged out on me, and I'm just trying to post this picture. Like, does it have to be that hard, right? Let's see. So I'm going to share this picture again because the first time I did it, I don't know where it went, of this purple fluorite heart. But yeah, it's a stone I've had for a long time. It's cracked down the center. I hope it's not laying in two pieces under my desk right now. It might be. I just can't get it out. I can't find it under there. But purple fluorite goes perfectly with Archangel Ariel. It is a stone that attracts synchronicity, magic, and miracles. So it is a really positive energy and a great one for us to have around. And so I wanted to share that with you today as the stone that we need. Okay, I'm going to check the chat room for a minute here. And then we're going to do our meditation. Aw, somebody posted a Friends meme. Thank you. I love that. Those of you that are asking for readings, I will get to you later in the show, definitely. So if you're wondering about that, please feel free to ask. Lots of you feel like you need a clearing today. Okay, well, we will get back to all of that. Okay, so we're going to do our meditation. This is our gratitude meditation, or my gratitude meditation. You've probably heard it before. I've done it here on the show. It is one of the meditations that's available for free download at kristibrower.com. But I feel like one of the things that we have to remember about slowing down, having compassion for ourselves, taking time, is the thing that is the most effective in bringing powerful and wonderful things into our lives is being grateful for what we have now. When we are grateful for what we have now and not constantly striving, we find that we attract more into our lives because we are very grateful. Okay, so let's do that. So this is gratitude. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Allow your body to settle and your mind to go quiet. Come with me on a journey to find gratitude for all that we have in our lives. Let's take a walk down a wooded path where we feel the wind in our hair and the sun on our faces as we walk this path. We come to a clearing, and as we step out into the clearing, we notice a bench sitting next to a pond. Take a seat on the bench. You notice sitting next to the bench is a box of glass bubbles. Each glass bubble can be filled with something that you are grateful for. Pick up a glass bubble, hold it to your mouth, and breathe into it something that you are grateful for in your life. You see the bubble turn a color. The color of that particular thing you are grateful for. Now release the bubble and watch it float up into the sky. sending a message of love to the universe, of all that you are grateful for. Now, take a few moments to breathe your messages of gratitude into the bubbles. Anything that you want to share that you're grateful for, use up all of the bubbles. Once you have used up all the bubbles, look up into the sky at the beautiful creation that you have made, all of the bubbles floating up into the universe, taking your message of gratitude. Now, let's walk back up the path. So leave the bench and the pond behind, knowing that this is a place that you can return when you feel the need to express your gratitude again. Walk up the path, feeling the wind in your hair and the sun on your face. And now take 3 deep breaths. And open your eyes. Okay, very good. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. There is a version of it available at kristibrower.com that I think will be very helpful to you. You know, if you're struggling with feeling appreciative of what you have, or if you're feeling like you don't have enough, this gratitude meditation is a great reminder of what you do have in your life. Changes your perspective, brings you back to a place of feeling gratitude for what you already have, because we are tremendously blessed already in many ways. There's no need to strive for more, really. I mean, I'm not saying that we won't. What I'm saying is that we take a pause. We take a pause, and eventually we come back to that place of, wanting to move forward again, of wanting to make a change again, of wanting to grow again. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you take a pause every once in a while. Take a little break so that you know that you're giving yourself adjustment time. That's one thing. As a mental health professional, there's something called adjustment disorder. And kids are often diagnosed with adjustment disorder after a divorce or a big move or, a death in their family. Children can have a really, some emotional issues after an adjustment like that. They need a period of time to adjust to the changes that have occurred. Adjustment disorder is temporary. Lasts maybe 6 months. Allow a kid, a kid might see a counselor for a while to help them to adjust to their new normal. That's all I'm talking about. We need time to adjust to our new normal as well. I think that's important for us to remember, that just as much as children need that, adults do as well. And that we as women have every right to just take some time to appreciate who we are now, to adjust to who we are now and the changes we've already made before we force ourselves to move forward into something new. Okay, I am going to start doing some readings and healings now. Everybody that asked a question, you're going to get a card, at least one card, maybe more, depending on the question. And then we'll talk our way through all the questions and the energy healing as well, okay? So, of course, I'm reading from my deck, Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle. That came out in January. I'm loving it. I'm really having a lot of fun reading with it, working with it. My broadcast paused for 1 second there. I'm going to fix that so that my videos keep going. I do readings on Instagram. So you can, well, they're on Instagram, my Facebook fan page, and my Twitter. So they post sometimes every day, and then sometimes I'll go a few days and do a longer reading. But I'm having a lot of fun sharing these cards that way. So we're going to start with Eva. Eva says, may I have some energy work, please? She needs that. Okay, and for you, Eva, I pulled the fairy card. Now, this is an indication that you need some fun and magic in your life. This card always indicates to me that you've been spending a little too much time working and not enough time, and working in whatever way you want to call it. I don't necessarily mean it has to be a job. It's just a time where things get really serious, and maybe you spend too much time focused on things that are boring, tiring, frustrating, probably necessary in your life, but not exactly fun. So this is an indication that you need to have some more fun in your life. And we're going to do some energy work, Eva. Let's see what's going on with you. Okay, so you feel heavy to me. I feel like, yeah, you've got a lot of emotional energy that you've taken on from other people, making your energy body feel really heavy. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear your bubble. So why don't I walk you all through this, and I'll walk you through this, Eva, as well. This meditation is available at kristibrower.com for free download as well. But let's just do it. So everybody just close your eyes. Bring your attention to your energy body, which is your bubble, which is the layer of your energy that is at arm's length all the way around you. Just observe what's floating around in there. What do you see in there? What do you feel in there? So you may notice that there are some things in here that don't belong to you. Maybe they just don't feel like yours. Maybe you know exactly who they're from, and maybe you don't. That's okay. We empaths have a tendency to have a bubble that's kind of a sponge. And when we have a bubble that's a sponge, we suck up other people's emotional energy instead of this bubble being sort of a boundary between us and everyone else. So we're going to clear that out. So first I want you to visualize opening a vortex of white light in the earth next to you. It's kind of like a big cosmic trash can. Everything we throw in there will be transmuted into light and released from us. And so this is an easy way to release things. Now I want you to take a garden hose, an imaginary garden hose, and screw it on the outside of your bubble and drop the other end of the hose into the vortex of white light. Now let's just watch as that energy that does not belong to you, that's floating around in your bubble, drains out the hose and into the vortex where it's transmuted into light, releasing you from it, releasing everyone from it. It is no longer energy that can be picked up by anybody else. It's just light, so if you pick it up, it's good for you. Good. Feel all of that drain out. When you feel your bubble is empty, unscrew the hose. And now we're going to fill this bubble with our heart chakra energy, which is what should be there. And as we fill the bubble, it begins to push out a little bit. And as it's pushing out, it doesn't allow things to push back in. Make sense? Sort of like a balloon is a barrier, right? It has a boundary. Once you fill it up and you tie it off, you can't put anything else in it because it's pushing out. So we're going to do that. I want you to observe the energy in your heart chakra and then start to push it out into your bubble. Pay attention to what colors you see. Don't worry about what colors it's supposed to be. Just make it a color that is what feels like is the right thing to you. All right, Eva, this is especially for you, but everyone else listening, let's just fill that bubble up. Very good. And you feel it full, clear to the top. Just take a big deep breath and open your eyes. Okay, very good. All right, Eva, I hope that helps you. I hope that helps all of you that feel like you pick up too much stuff, carrying around too many things that you maybe aren't all that good for you, that are other people's emotional energy. Sorry, I need a little drink. Okay. Let's see. Ita says, "Hi, Kristi. Could you please look at what is coming up for me the next couple of months, please? What do I need to focus on?" Good question. Let's draw a card for Ita. What does she need to focus on? Good question. Okay, let's draw a card for Ita. Okay. So the card I pulled for you is Archangel Michael. Hold him up for everybody. Now, Archangel Michael is the protection angel. And so when he comes up as something to focus on, it is a reminder to you to take care of all things security related in your life. That means make sure you're locking your car in your house. That might seem like a silly thing to say, but I live in a place where people still think you don't necessarily have to do that. I do it, but not everyone does. So, make sure your all of your things are locked up. Is there a back door to where you live that maybe hasn't been locked? Lock it. When was the last time you scanned your computer for viruses, Trojan horses, that kind of thing? Do that. Are your bank accounts very secure? Your passwords that you use for everything, all of those things, are they secure? It's a good time to pay attention to those kinds of security related things. Not in a fearful way, not in a, oh my gosh, something terrible is going to happen kind of way, but more in a proactive kind of way. I'm aware that things can, become a problem, that sometimes safety and security is an issue. So I'm going to be proactive about it. I'll give you an example of something that happened to us a while back. At about 2:00 in the morning, my dog started barking like crazy, and my house was full of blue and red flashing lights. So I went to the front window, and there were police all over my front yard, and they were looking under my pickup and inside my cars. And I stood there, looked at them until they saw me, and one of them came to the door and told me that there was a young man who had burglarized a local sandwich shop and was on the run, and that they had watched him run into my backyard. Well, my backyard has a gate that was not locked. So he got in easily. They searched our backyard for like an hour and a half. It was a whole thing. We were all awake. Our dogs were all awake. It was a big mess, really, because nobody got any sleep that night. Turns out he had jumped our fence and then somebody else's or something and gotten away. And they thought maybe he had stashed a gun or money or something in our yard. And so they looked and looked and looked. They didn't find anything. But this is an example, of what I'm talking about. So we went and bought a bike chain with a lock and wrapped it up around the gate, the backyard gate, so that it's locked, so that it would not be so easy to get into our backyard as it had been before. Not something I'd really thought about, never really considered it might be a security issue, but I realized that our back door into our garage was unlocked. So not only was the gate unlocked, so was the back door. And so they searched our garage too, because they were afraid he had stashed something there. So that's what's to focus on for the next couple of months. And remember, this is not meant to be fearful. It is meant only to be proactive and supportive. Okay? So thank you for your question, and thank you for being here today. Okay. Tara says, my sister-in-law is going in for a hysterectomy today due to cervical cancer. Any messages, healing, prayers sent her way would be appreciated. Okay, so let's draw her a card, and then we're going to do some healing for her. Definitely. Let's see what the cards have to say for her. And I'm sorry to hear that. Definitely will. Looks like some of you have already sent healing prayers, and we'll do that some more. Maybe we'll just do a little group thing and really surround her in a lot of healing and support. Okay. And so for her, I drew Archangel Zadkiel. Archangel Zadkiel is the archangel of the crown chakra and above. He is very mystical, very high vibration and energy. Also a very good indication of healing and of positive growth in the spirit. So I would say, first of all, that this is a positive message. It indicates to me some growth for her that is about her and the growth that she is experiencing through this cancer experience, which is scary and hard, but also makes her who she is. So I think it's positive, for one, And for another, I think it's telling us that this is going to be a significant spiritual growth for her. Okay, so let's do some healing for her. So for Tara's sister-in-law, if you guys would all just join me for a moment, and let's just do our own little healing circle for her. So please close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, take hands with all of us here in this group. And that's pretty cool because I feel your hands taking my hands. We're going to place Tara's sister-in-law in the center of the circle. So all of you listening, we're standing in a circle. Now, if you practice a healing modality, use that. And if you don't, please just send love from your heart. And we are all going to send our very best and positive intentions to Tara's sister-in-law for her healing and recovery from the surgery and from the cancer itself. We'll just take a few seconds of silence as we all send our positive intentions and love and healing to her. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who participated in that. And I have a really good feeling about what's going to happen for your sister-in-law. I do think she's going to be okay. And that, like I said, I think this is going to be a good growth experience for her. But I hope that that's helpful. We all sent some healing to her. Okay. Alashaya says, Kristi, knowing that we all need an energy clearing, I feel as if there is a major blockage. Do you see a particular blockage in my energy field? For the last few days, I feel as if I am on the brink of something, but don't seem to be able to feel or grasp it. Okay. Yeah, let's draw you a card, Alashaya, and then we will do some energy work. Let's see. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to shuffle on the air. Sort of like I feel like people are watching me shuffle, I guess, because you kind of are, huh? Alright, so this is for Alashaya. Okay, so this is a crown chakra card. This tells me that this blockage is in your upper energy field, and actually your head hurts me like crazy. I'm feeling a really strong, like, pressure headache. So I do feel like that's where the block is in your crown, and that we just need to clear it out. I also feel like there's something in the back of your neck, like this is an attachment. So this is a throat chakra attachment that's in the back of your neck. I think it's affecting the function of your third eye and crown. So let's just do a little healing. Alashaya, I'm going to pull that throat chakra attachment first. This is a thought form attachment. They come from people who have strong reactions to things that we say and do. And sometimes they do some pretty serious damage to us, although most people have no idea that that's what they're doing. So I'm going to heal the damage there in your neck, and then I'm going to just draw that energy up and clear out your crown chakra. I think that this is the biggest problem, is that your energy body is you're not clearing old energy out as you breathe new energy in. It builds up pressure, creates headaches and pain in the body. So I'm just going to get that cycle going. So we actually have to go back to your root and get it stabilized, and then go from there. Draw that energy all the way up through your energy body and releasing it out the top of your head. I feel like this will release a whole lot of what's going on for you. You're going to be able to feel what's coming and understand it in a different way now that that's been released. Okay, there we go. So thank you so much for that question. Let's see. No, I want to get to Cindy. Cindy says, my question is, will my injury case be over soon, and will I receive enough money to get all the healing I need? That's a good question, Cindy. Let's take a look here. Gosh, I hope so, right? Let's see what the cards have to say. I'm going to do a 3-card spread for you. So we're going to do situation, action, okay. and outcome. Okay, so I did a 3 card for you, Cindy, and I pulled as the situation card Archangel Metatron, and he is the angel of truth. So it's always about truth being revealed when this card comes forward. So that's a good indication to me that something positive is going to happen here, because the truth will come out, and that really matters in legal cases. Your action is the Pele card. Now that is to allow change. It is to allow change, allow things to fall apart, to come back together in a better way. That means that something might seem like it's going wrong initially with your case, when in reality it's something falling away so something better can happen. So be aware and allow. You asked if you were going to get the healing that you need, and the outcome card is the heart chakra, which is literally the healing card. So I would say that yes, you are going to get the healing that you need, that the truth is going to come out, and that you have to allow for change. And so allow something to happen that might seem like a setback, because it isn't. It's just making room for something more positive to come your way. Okay, so thank you for that question. Let's see. Get to a few more of you here. Oh, I was going to, I forgot I was going to post a picture for Alashaya of the crown chakra. Okay, next is Cece. Cece said she would love a body scan and angel guidance. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if you get an angel. I don't know. There's more than an angel in this deck, so you might or you might not. Let's see what we get for Cece. Go. For Cece, we pulled Archangel Michael. You know, sometimes there are real themes. I don't know if you guys heard me on Helen's show last week. There were themes coming through with the same cards coming forward. But you did ask for angel guidance, and you got angel guidance. Archangel Michael, of course, we know is the protection angel. We've already talked with Eva about that. Now, I'm going to say this is a little different for you. This feels to me like more like protection as in setting boundaries with certain people in your life. This is a time when it's very important for you to set boundaries with people who don't treat you well, who use you, take advantage of you, that you may need some protection from them. I want you to call on Archangel Michael to help you with that, Cece, and to really be using your own discernment about, are there people in your life that are not treating you so well, and that maybe don't deserve quite so much access to you? Because that's what this feels like to me. So pull back a little bit, allow for this to be a positive, in that, people can, you have a lot of options in a situation like this. People can change. You can tell somebody, look, I feel like you're using me. I don't want this, and I need you to see me in a different light, or you're not going to be able to stay in my life. So, choose that wisely, because sometimes that's not a possible conversation to have. And if it isn't, then all you have to do is just walk away. Okay? So this is an opportunity to really evaluate what's going on in your life, to allow for that. Okay? So call on Archangel Michael to help you with setting those boundaries. Okay, let's see. I wanted to get to Maureen. Maureen says, hello, 1-2 friends. Definitely need an energy clearing, please. No power or heat for 4 days. Wicked sinus infection and just exhausted. Pray for power, restoration, and heat. Yes, we definitely need to do that. So you have experienced that horrible nor'easter, Maureen. I'm so sorry. Good heavens. What crazy weather we're having, right? We got a whole bunch this weekend, too. Not as much as you, obviously. Although I will say our power did go out a couple of times on Saturday. I was getting a little worried. But I'm really glad we didn't lose power. But I definitely think we should all pray for power for Maureen. But let's get you a card, too. Sorry. Have to find the right split. Well, it's Archangel Michael Day. This happens sometimes. So Maureen, obviously we need to call in Michael to protect you and to help you. This is a physical need at this point with it being horrible winter and cold and not safe to be without power. So we're going to do a little group. We're going to do another group circle like we did a few minutes ago. We're going to do this one for all Maureen and all of those who are without power right now due to this storm. Let's do a little healing circle, okay? So I'm going to hold my hands out again. I want you all to just imagine standing in a circle together. We're going to take each other's hands. And we're placing Maureen in the situation of being without power and heat in the center of the circle. We're going to send our intentions, our love, our support to Maureen in this situation, that all of those will have whatever they are in need of to fix the problem. And those that are without power and heat will be protected and safe. Just allow that energy to flow. Take a big deep breath. There we go. Okay. Okay, Maureen, please keep us posted. Hopefully that is going to help this situation. So it makes me so happy to see people who have my cards. Like Quali posted a picture that she's got them. She has a little pouch that's just perfect for them. That's wonderful. I love that so much. Lynn says, may I please have any cord attachments pulled away and cut? I am feeling really out of whack lately. Yes, definitely you can, Lynn. So I'm going to pull you a card. While I'm pulling a card, I'm going to explain that I pull attachments, I don't cut them. So I just disconnect them rather than cut them. In the experience of an aura reader like me, you don't ever want to damage anybody's energy, yours or anybody else's. So we need to just pull them. It's like unplugging a cord from a wall. We're going to disconnect them and pull them from you so that there is no connection between your energy body and anybody else's, okay? Oh, and for you, we pulled Gaia. Gaia for you. Gaia is of course we know, the energy of the earth. So this is an indication that you need some grounding, and that what's happening with this attachment you're experiencing is it's very destabilizing to you. So we're going to pull your attachment and then stabilize your root chakra and ground you. So, Lynn, we're just going to take a look here. I actually see two attachments. One in your solar plexus and one in your heart, but the one in your heart is in your back. So it's coming from behind you. So the one in your heart chakra is something related to someone that you have a relationship with who are unhappy about something that's happened between the two of you. So this is a thought form attachment. It just needs to be pulled. It's a strong reaction that someone had to you. So I'm going to pull that attachment and clear it and heal it and send it back. I'm just going to heal that spot in your heart. And now the one in your solar plexus. This is a life force energy attachment. So this is someone who needs you too much, relies on you too much, takes from your own life force energy, which is not okay. Sometimes people do that when they're feeling really like they're struggling and they're feeling like they're lacking energy, but it is not an okay thing to do. So we're going to unplug that and we're going to heal that energy and send it back to that person and heal your solar plexus. Now that both are healed, we're just going to stabilize your root and balance your chakras. And that should get you feeling a whole lot better, Lynn. This is an issue that we could probably work on quite a bit more. If you want to give me a call over at 12listen, we can talk about what this attachment is. And although we've cleared it, it may return. So we need to do some other work to help you so that it does not return. Draw that energy all the way up and clear it out the crown of your head. I'm sitting up straighter as I do it. I know you will be as well. Okay, very good. Okay, your cords are pulled and cleared, and The reminder to you is to connect with the energy of Gaia and really ground yourself. That's really, really important to regularly work on that. Lynn, there's a meditation on my website called Energy Breathing, and you can get that. It's a free download at kristibrower.com, and that would be a great one to help you to balance and ground. I'm going to post my website in the chat, but it is just kristibrower.com. And that's where my meditations are. My cards are available there. My both decks, so Ground, Bless, Protect, and Move, and Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle are there. I've got my crystal tips, and my blog is there, and I have all kinds of stuff there. So if you haven't been to my website, you might want to check it out because it's pretty fun. It's got a lot of good stuff. Let's see. Denise says, if you have time, can you pull a card for me? I'm trying to complete the healing on my ankle so that I can move forward on a solid foundation. Okay. So let's see what Denise needs to know about her ankle. And that'll be my last reading for today. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. And for you, I pulled Archangel Michael. Okay. He's the card of the day. I don't know how to deny that when it happens. So I feel like for you that what you need from him is some protection in feeling safe, that you can start, using your ankle again, and that you will be safe in doing that, and that you won't re-injure it. And so when you are working on your ankle, call him in to help you to feel like you have a firm foundation and that you're feeling safe that way, and to protect you from further injury to your ankle. I feel like that is the way to go with him. So that is Archangel Michael. I can't believe he came up that many times today, but that seems to be a theme with these cards, that they will pick up on an energy that is so prevalent that it's happening for several of us. And, I really love that, actually. I think that's really cool. Okay, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's going on with me, because you won't hear me on radio next week. And that is because I have to have my tonsils out. So as you can imagine, I'm doing that on Thursday, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be a good thing. I have a chronic problem going on in my throat, and the tonsillectomy is going to make it better. But because of that, I don't know that I'm going to be up for talking on the radio for about a week. Give my throat a little time to, recover. So next week, some of my shows will be guest hosted. Some of them will be replays. So you'll want to listen for that and watch for that. I'll still be around, definitely, and I will be available in chat at 1-2-listen, just not on the phone for a few days to give my voice a chance to recover. So I'm going to miss you guys, but I thought this would be a great show on compassion to replay, because we always need that reminder to be compassionate to ourselves. So I am out of time. I'm going to miss you all, but don't worry. I'll be thinking of you and available in every way that I can be. And I want you to remember to stay tuned for the Keys to Awakening with Velvet Dawn and Kathleen Peterson and friends. And as always, thanks for being here on 1-2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.